Did you know the animal kingdom is full of surprises that often defy our common assumptions? From the tiny Microraptor, the smallest known dinosaur that was no bigger than a crow, to the majestic peafowl, often erroneously called peacocks. Fascinating, right? Oh, and did you also know that cats have an extra pad on their front paws for better traction, or that dogs and cats have noses as unique as our fingerprints? These are just a few of the curiosities, but wait until you hear the most incredible one. It involves our friends, the cows, and their capacity to form deep and lasting friendships, which in fact, greatly influence their well-being. But that's not all. Even the seemingly ordinary Mickey Mouse has a story to tell, a little unknown fact about his naming. And if you think that's strange, wait until you hear about Duke, the Great Pyrenees dog who became the mayor of a town. But the most surprising fact of all. Well, I'll let you find that out soon enough. What's up, my amazing and curious folks? Ready to unravel mysteries together? I'm Caesar, and I'm here with the brilliant Sonia. How are you doing today, Sonia?
Hi everyone. I'm excited and ready to dive into today's fascinating topic.
Great to hear, Sonia. Now, dear listeners, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and smash that bell icon so you never miss an episode of Curiosity Wonderland. We're here every day, unraveling the world's most interesting mysteries and curiosities. Trust me, you won't want to miss out. Let's get started. So, folks, let's dive deeper into the world of animal facts, right, Sonia?
Absolutely, Caesar. I'm ready to learn and share.
Great! So, it's fascinating how diverse our planet is, and the animal kingdom is a wonderful testament to this diversity. There are countless species, each with its own unique traits and behaviors. Isn't that right, Sonia?
Oh, absolutely, Caesar. The variety is mind-boggling.
Indeed, it is. Now, one thing that often surprises people is that we humans are the only animals known to blush. Can you believe that, Sonia?
Wow, Caesar, that's really interesting. I never knew that before.
Yes, it's quite fascinating. Blushing is a response that is unique to us. It occurs when the blood vessels in our faces dilate, usually during times of embarrassment. It's a peculiar evolutionary trait, and the reason for its existence is still quite unexplainable. It would seem to signal vulnerability to other creatures, which is quite the opposite of what most animals want to do.
That's so intriguing, Caesar. It's amazing how much we still have to understand about ourselves and the world around us.
That's right, Sonia. And did you know there's actually another animal that experiences a similar phenomenon?
Really, Caesar? Do tell, I can't wait to hear about it.
Now, Sonia, how about we introduce our listeners to the cute little dinosaur, the Microraptor?
Oh, absolutely. The Microraptor was unique. It was a tiny dinosaur, weighing in at just 2 pounds and standing about a foot tall. It had wings on all 4 of its limbs, making it swift and agile while hunting. Just think of it, an aggressive little feathered dinosaur the size of a modern-day crow flying around.
Incredible, isn't it? This little creature continues to hold the record as the smallest known dinosaur in all of history.
You know, when I was a child, I was absolutely obsessed with dinosaurs. I even had a little toy Microraptor that I would carry everywhere. Its size always fascinated me, as I was used to thinking of dinosaurs as these massive creatures. It was a good reminder that not everything in the world is as it seems, and there's so much variety and diversity in nature.
That's wonderful. Speaking of unusual creatures, did you know that rabbits can't burp or vomit?
Really? I never knew that. That's fascinating, and also a little bit strange. But it goes to show how every animal species has its own unique physiological traits.
That's quite interesting about rabbits, isn't it? Their inability to vomit or burp means they have to be extra careful about what they eat.
Absolutely. It's a stark reminder of how different animals can be. Now, speaking of names, did you know that peacocks aren't really peacocks?
What do you mean?
Well, the proper term for these birds is peafowl. What we commonly call peacocks are actually the males of the species, while the females are known as peahens. The young ones, on the other hand, are known as peachicks.
Interesting. So we've been collectively misnaming them all this time?
Seems like it. This reminds me of a time when I was a kid. We had a neighborhood cat which everyone called Whiskers. But one day, we discovered Whiskers was actually a female. We ended up renaming her Miss Whiskers.
Ha, I bet that caused quite a stir in the neighborhood. Now, speaking of cats, did you know they actually have an extra pad on each of their front paws?
Really? Now that's a fact I wasn't aware of. Just goes to show, there's always something new to learn about the animal kingdom.
Now, let's talk about a cat's legs and paws. Did you know that every cat has a sixth pad on its front paws, called a carpal pad?
Really? And what's it used for?
The carpal pad is used for extra traction when a cat is running, climbing, jumping, or going down a steep decline. It's like a built-in shock absorber.
That's very interesting. And what about our canine friends? Any unique features there?
Absolutely. No two dog and cat noses are perfectly alike, much like human fingerprints. Each one has a unique pattern of ridges and creases.
So, in theory, we could identify them by their noses?
Yes, if we needed to, we could technically identify dogs and cats by tracking the patterns on their noses.
And what about the word nares? What does that mean?
Nares is actually the specific term for a dog's nostrils.
Ah, I see. So, we have carpal pads and nares. I'm learning so much today.
Now, let's talk about cows. Did you know that cows have best friends?
Really? They form close friendships?
Exactly. Cows actually seek out other cows with similar personalities and dispositions. They form tight emotional bonds, and they even panic when they can't find their friends.
That's extraordinary. You mean their friendships affect their well-being?
Yes, indeed. Studies have shown that cows in factory farms, which are often isolated, can become depressed and agitated, affecting the quality of their milk.
So, socialization is as important for cows as it is for humans?
Absolutely. Now, shifting gears a bit, let's talk about a famous mouse. Walt Disney originally wanted to name Mickey Mouse Mortimer Mouse, can you believe that?
Mortimer? That doesn't have quite the same ring to it.
I agree. It was Walt's wife, Lillian, who convinced him to change it. She thought Mortimer was too stuffy for a children's character, and after some persuasion, Walt agreed.
So that's how we ended up with Mickey. I'm glad Lillian stepped in. Mortimer Mouse just doesn't sound as friendly.
Now, let's move from the world of cartoons to real life. Did you know that a dog served as the mayor of a small village in Minnesota?
A dog as a mayor? You're kidding, right?
I'm not. In 2014, a friendly Great Pyrenees named Duke was elected mayor of Cormorant. He served 4 consecutive one-year terms.
Wait, what could a dog possibly do as a mayor?
Well, the position was mostly ceremonial, but Duke proved to be a real connector within the community. He brought the residents together and even attracted national media attention.
That's impressive. But what about national animals? Any interesting ones?
Speaking of interesting, Scotland has the unicorn as its national animal.
A mythical creature as a national animal? That's peculiar.
It certainly is. Unicorns were first mentioned thousands of years ago in ancient religious tracts from India, and their legend was common in Scotland by the Middle Ages. So, they decided to make the unicorn their national animal. The choice of the unicorn as Scotland's national animal wasn't random. Legend has it that unicorns were seen as a good omen and a sign of health and stability, as they could supposedly purify poisoned water.
So, they were seeking health and stability in the 15th century and thus latched onto the idea of the unicorn.
Exactly. They've kept the unicorn as their national animal since then. It's quite a unique choice, don't you think?
Definitely. It's not every day that a mythical creature becomes a national symbol. This certainly adds an intriguing layer to Scotland's identity.
So, what have we learned today? We've marveled at the unique traits of various animals, from the blush of humans to the speed brake pads of cats. We've discovered how our favorite cartoon mouse almost had a different name and learned about a dog who served as a mayor. Last but not least, we've unraveled the mystery of why the mythical unicorn is the national animal of Scotland. Quite a journey, don't you think?
Absolutely. And what a fascinating world it truly is when you explore the curious corners of it. It's been a pleasure sharing these surprising facts with all of you. If you enjoyed this episode, blast that like button, leave a comment and share it with your friends. Let's spread the curiosity.
Indeed. Keep surprising yourselves, folks, and never stop questioning. From all of us here.
Goodbye. And remember, there's always more to learn.
The fascinating facts we shared today come from an article titled 10 Seemingly Made-Up Animal Facts That Are Actually Legit, written by Selma Angulo for Listverse, published on November 3, 2023. You can find the full URL in the video description for a deeper dive. Until next time.